So this is really cool. I'm in Redondo Beach for a couple days for meetings, and I've got this room right on the water. And right out there, there's this raft, or I don't know exactly what it is, but basically it's a place for seals to hang out. And there's probably 20 or 30, the fog just rolled in so you can't see it really well, but it's just right out there, and there's probably 20 or 30 seals staying out there, and we get to hear them all day long, and they're just barking and splashing and just having a crazy old time out there. I'm sure during this video you're going to be hearing them at some point, and it's just really fun to sit here on our balcony and share this bit of wildlife as we're just looking out on the water. So it's been a lot of fun. But one of the things in this meeting that we talked about was the big changes at Facebook. And so you might or might not have heard about this, but basically the organic reach for someone with a Facebook following, a fan page, a bunch of people have liked your page, and you go and put a post out on that to that audience. And in the past, basically what's happened is the reach of putting out that post has dropped dramatically. Like, I know of someone that they were getting like between 10 and 20,000 views that people were seeing of their post, and that dropped down to like 500. So just a catastrophic change, a catastrophic drop in the organic reach of Facebook posts. And the crazy thing is that, you know, a lot of people have spent a lot of money building those audiences on their Facebook pages, and Facebook sort of said that's the thing to do a few years ago. And I know people that have spent hundreds, there we go, if you can hear that. It's people that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building their fan page, and now basically that asset is more or less worthless, or the value of that asset's probably dropped by 90% just because of this simple algorithm change. So what does that mean? It's like, well, that sucks, okay? But this is something I come back to in these videos, and I've been coming back to for years in these videos, is that you need to build assets that you control. And you can't be dependent on a property, a web property, an online property, a digital property that you don't control, like Facebook, like Instagram, like Google search, like YouTube, like whatever, you know, going back, MySpace, you know, the rules constantly change, and those properties are run by great big companies who will do what's right for them and their shareholders. And sometimes that's in alignment with what you want and need in terms of your building your audience and building your following, and that's fantastic. But the rules can change at the drop of a hat, literally, boom, one day. So what do? You use those platforms to get people over onto your platform. So what's your platform? I think the best platform you can have is an email list. And so you drive them from whatever property, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, eventually you need to drive them over to your property, which is a landing page of some sort. It could be a blog, it could be a website, but a landing page that then invites them to get onto your email list. So I've been pounding, you know, I think probably twice a year I put out a video along this lines that says you need to build your email list and stop worrying about building your social following, or use your social following to build your email list. You don't have a business. You absolutely do not have a business if all you've got is a social following. You have to move them to an email list. And every time I put out that video, once or twice or 3 or 4 times a year, I have a bunch of people that think they've built some kind of a following. They've built some kind of a network or whatever, and they think they've got a business, and they're like, oh, Jeff, you know, emails, that's like so 2000. That used to work 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Email was the thing, and no one does email anymore, and you need to be on X, whatever that platform is. And, you know, they're fat, dumb, and happy on that platform, and then all of a sudden that platform either goes away or the algorithms change because they don't have control. At the end of the day, you need to move people to a property that you control. And since I've been doing this business, since I started in 1996, the #1 platform has been email. Absolutely has been email, and it's going to stay that way. And you say, oh yeah, the kids, they don't do email these days. Well, the thing is that's where you get response. That is by far the best place to get response, to make sales. to get people to click. Email wins every time. Maybe sometime in the future it will stop, but since 1996 I've been in this business, it's always been email, and it's still email. It's the one place that you can absolutely control. It's the place where you own the asset. If you have a Facebook fan page, you don't own that asset. Facebook does. If you've got a YouTube following, you don't own that asset. YouTube does. If you've got an Instagram following, you don't own that following. Well, Facebook owns that one too. And so it's interesting because the other thing is, and this is just a wild prediction, but right now Facebook is going to favor or friends and family. That's what they're going to put in your news feed. But at the end of the day, they need to make money for their shareholders. So they're still going to be putting ads in there. So if organic reach has gone down, to me, what that does is that opens up. I've got the seabirds. We've got all kinds of life here. What that does is that he's right below me. What that does is that, in effect, it opens up more room for paid ads in Facebook. And so the other thing you need in addition to a list is you need an offer that converts, because then you can spend money on paid ads. And now with organic going away, to me, that frees up space for more paid ads. Not more like there's going to be a greater percentage of ads, but I think there's going to, of the stuff you see in your feed that's not from friends and family, a far greater percent is going to be ads as opposed to organic posts. So that again speaks to having an offer that converts, because then you can afford to advertise, drive people to your website, build your list, and then make sales. So yeah, big change is coming, but this is the same song we've heard over and over and over again over the years, as these different properties, these online properties, online businesses, these online platforms, they got to continue to make changes to satisfy their bottom line and their shareholders. So that's my wisdom for you this week. And like I said, I've shot a different version of this video before, but it's the same song. So I'm Jeff Walker, wherever you're watching this, which might be Facebook, it might be YouTube. Scroll down, leave a comment for me, head over to jeffwalker.com, get on my email list, because I want to move people to my property, onto my list, and I'll send you all kinds of goodies. So again, I'm Jeff Walker. You can head over to jeffwalker.com and check out all my videos and get on my list. And that's what I got for you. Let's go get them this week.